Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say whys, cause we're about to break bread right now. That being said, you already know. Need you to come in here, tap that screen, share it live. You know what I'm saying? Give off these vibes that we provide so that we might save lives. You feel me? Save lives. I appreciate y'all coming through. For those who have been missing the lives, I miss you too. Today, I really want to talk to y'all about with the wise girls. The only reason why y'all ain't probably seen me on TikTok and a few other spaces, cause them been kind of got jammed up over there. But leave it as it may. We will be back, you know what I'm saying? But today I want to talk to y'all about, you know, so often in life, we see the end, but we don't see what people had to go through. You know what I'm saying? What people had to go through to get where they was going. And golly, these birds, man, birds fighting and shit, almost knocked me down. But here it is. We don't see what it took to get to certain places. So it's easy for us to be like, man, I wish I had what such and such had. But you don't know what such and such had to go through to get to that point to where they would even show you that this what they own. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I want to show y'all firsthand. You know, a lot of things y'all been seeing if you've been paying attention. You know, it's looking a little rough. Some of the environments that I've been, forced to be in, looking a little rough. But I want to show y'all that even in the midst of all of this stuff, here I am still trying to lift people up. Goes to show you we are in these, we in this world, but we not of this world. So it's obvious that I continue to do the work of my father, the work of my mother, which is to show love and to raise up the vibrations. So without further ado, let me show you the work. All right. So when it comes to the person you see me as today, the things that I had to go through in order for me to even come to this way, I started out with, I was raised by a mother who showed me during that everything she could, you know what I'm saying, in life that she felt was gonna help me along the way. I was raised by a father who, a father who showed me everything he could in life, you know what I'm saying? As though something could happen to him any day. Be that as it may. That led to me, especially being the baby, being bestowed with so much information from my mother, my father, my older siblings. In turn, this led to me living a lifestyle where people were quick to tell me things that they, weren't so readily willing to tell other people. If you could, please hit that like button, drop a comment, say what's up. It's my way of saying what's up to you. By letting you know what's up with me. Again, I spent my life with a lot of the elders in my life or people older than me wanting to teach me different things because obviously I was receptive to it. Even having people telling me different things that they wish they could tell their own family members, but since they couldn't tell their own family members, they preferred to just, tell it to me in hopes that, I could talk to their family members. Because that's what they would say to me, like, make sure you, tell my bro what's going on. Look out for me. You know what I'm saying? Look out for me. So this is my way of looking out for the family, because I know at the end of the day how hard it is to know different things. But People around you, how you doing? The people around you don't allow for you to exercise the greatness that you have within by sharing certain information with them. Um, in this moment, I'm reminded of how the ancestors must feel as, when they pass away, we act like, it's over with for them. And we don't talk to them no more. We don't, reach out to their spirit. You know what I'm saying? It's these different things that throughout our life that leave us disconnected to the messages that we need to hear. Again, I'm saying all this to say, I did not become anybody that I didn't set out to be. And given that I was able to make these things happen for myself, I know everybody has the potential to do this thing as well. Again, when you pass away or when our life is done and we want to know, if the mission was fulfilled, part of what be still in our mind is, that we live up to our potential for real. And quite frankly, a lot of us are not living up to our potential because we don't understand what our potential is in this life. We've held back for so long parts of ourselves to the point we feel like life is limitation. You know what I'm saying? We feel like life is limitation. So in turn, we spend our life complaining about the many limitations, that are in our life rather than edging out new solutions. You know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff going on in the world today that been going on in the world to the point it's like if we was really looking for solutions, we really would already be through with this stuff by now. Like, I remember at one point in time I heard this story about how when they created the light bulb, right? And they created the light bulb, the person who came up with it, it was darn near perfect. You know what I'm saying? And darn near perfect in the sense of, it wasn't like the great light, you know what I'm saying, the sun, but it was definitely a great replication of one. You feel me? The closest you gonna get to it. To the point this light was endless. You buy you one light bulb and it'll last a person for a lifetime. That type of stuff, you feel me? To the point they had to sit down and have a meeting. Cause they like, bro, we not making no money. You know what I'm saying? People buying light bulbs, and they ain't coming back. We need residual customers in order to ensure that we gonna have money coming in on the regular. So in this meeting, they decided to, create light bulbs that would only last for so long. So in turn, you got people living in this world after that fact, and they thinking, the have done stuff that's being sold to us, so we gotta buy some more. You know what I'm saying? Once it's so-called broke, you know what I'm saying? It's already broken because the one solution that was provided has been downsized to the point now it's as though you're giving us a placebo effect. I'm gonna give you something to stimulate what you say you want to come into play, but I'm really not gonna give you the levels that you need to get the full view. Don't get it twisted. To be specific, we got this lock and key, y'all. It's a lot of things that you finna start seeing coming online to the point I'm gonna be like, dang, I don't even gotta get online no more. It's just we just connected like that. You're gonna be talking to certain people in your life, and there's gonna be certain things going on with them, and you just gonna feel it to the point you can just tell them like, man, I called you because I knew something wasn't right with you. You know what I'm saying? I had to check on you. You feel me? If I say I got love for you, you know what I'm saying? Like say I got love for you. If I feel an unction that something ain't right with you, I gotta check on you. And again, this video is so you can see it. These videos that I do, as far as with my walk of life, the things that I'm going through, bearing my truth, having to deal with threats on so many levels. Like, they'll turn the people in your everyday life against you. And what I mean by that, you got certain powers that be. You got a negative and a positive power that we all answer to. And if you find yourself on the opposite side of this so-called negative power, you will find yourself, if you find yourself on the other side of this negative power, you will find yourself always in an adversarial place, you know. Whereas most people that's positive, they don't put themselves against other people. They just wind up having to address those who choose to be opposite of them, you feel me? Opposing forces of them. So, that being said, I don't be surprised, but yeah, I may be like, dang, you know, why it gotta be you? Cause I would've did anything for you, you know. I done been threatened by, some of everybody in my life, to the point it's because I don't let some of everybody close to me, you feel me? So you have to create situations in society that leads to, you know what, I don't have no appreciation for somebody of your stature because what you represent in my life isn't what I'm working towards in my life. For some of us, you know, you realize once you get a strong counterpart, you start realizing like the things that they pushing towards, to me, you know, not to me, but for some people, the reason why they don't go along with you on this line that we pressing, you feel me, to make everything greater now and later. Given that they can't follow that path, you know, a lot of times they resent you. Given the fact that, you know, it might be a new burden in their life, they resent it because they done became accustomed to, you know, the former burden. Like, the way I put it is, everybody going through some shit, right? A lot of people don't know it, but you surmise not to make the necessary changes in your life because you done grown accustomed to the pain and trauma that you feel now. To the point you don't want to trade that for unknown pain or trauma. But it's like this, y'all. You can get pain from being lethargic, meaning inactive. Or you can feel pain from the work you put in. You know what I'm saying? That would later turn into muscles. You feel me? As though a seed that was planted, planted and watered and allowed to grow. You feel me? So, it's the same thing with this life. Recognize these dualities, negatives, the positives, the choices in life. We still wind up achieving the same outcome, you know, but a lot of us, we rationalize not making the changes towards the ways in life that we know overall is gonna be better. So instead, we just stick with, you know, the pain and nonsense that we used to, because that's what we've been through. So it's like, shoot, I already know how this go. I ain't worried about nothing of this sort. I can get with this, but giving me a new pain, that's something that I ain't really up for. Giving me a new thing to absorb is something that most people are more fearful than, you know, being stuck in the pain that they feeling now for nothing. The pain that they feeling now that's making them comfortable to death. You got this, man. I'm paying attention, though, to the different things that's going on in life, the different changes, man. It's getting so hot. These phones, they ain't responding how they normally would, you feel me? Like, people are always talking about these different technologies and powers and stuff, but better recognize the real technology that you need to come online with is the one you wrapped up in. Oh, you don't know? You the one that operate this. You the operator. You the owner and operator of this vessel. So at this point, it's best you learn to operate it. and used it to your upliftment versus, keep complaining about the limitations. You might come to find out if you lose it for your upliftment, you'll come to find out the so-called perceived limitations, even that has been accounted for within your being, meaning your spiritual side. A lot of us is too busy beefing with the logical side and the intuitive or creative side of our mind to the point we at war with ourselves. Then when we find ourselves in a conversation with somebody who may represent the masculine or the feminine, it's just easy for us to write that person off than to show understanding. So what we do is we just write them off. We just write them off rather than showing understanding to them. I do got a masculine so-called and a feminine so-called in my mind. Why did I think or deal with things? But if you understand, you can create, imagine different things in your mind, right? Then use your logic to bring it into existence in this lifetime. So never get it twisted. Each serves a purpose, but it takes you, what's up with the king? It takes you to put both of those things together. It takes you to put both of those things together to make it something that we can reference as, a creation that was brought into existence. For me, I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to recognize these many things in life. I asked to become sensitive to the ways of creation as over time, I become a little bit too logical. You know what I'm saying? Each one again serves a purpose, right? So you don't want to be too far to the left or too far to the right. That's why I asked to become more sensitive to the ways of creation, because I noticed I was getting a little too far one way. Even with me being passive aggressive at one point in time in my life, I wouldn't say I'm totally not passive aggressive. There's certain things that I'm still working on not being passive aggressive about. But I would say more than not, I am. I'm assertive. As I assert myself in many different areas in life because I recognize the purpose of doing so, you feel me? So once you recognize the opportunities that's in front of you, it get hard to look past them. You know what I'm saying? It get hard to be like, you know what, that really ain't all that important than I didn't set out to be, and I ain't greatness that ain't already in me. So, yeah, I'm glad to be here sharing this with y'all. I see some of what you doing. All right. It's gonna be a few more things that y'all gonna see that, might make you a little bit worried. But it's all a part of the journey, you know what I'm saying? Again, with the many threats on my life, I have developed certain coping mechanisms. I've always known there would be threats on my life, but the way that society has set things up, right? The way that society has set things up is created a pressure cooker for certain groups of people to where, it's going to be easy for society to pick off certain problematic people, meaning people that would be willing to stand up and people who have the means, whether that be through thought, having a proper understanding of what's going on, because through thought, you can figure out whatever you need to do to get whatever you need. So it ain't even really about money. But let alone you got money and the willingness, you know what I'm saying? That's another means, money. But, when you start seeing how these types of beings are being marginalized because they don't fit into the status quo or upkeep what the dominant society wants to go on, So you start to see them begin to get marginalized in the neighborhood through the violence, you know what I'm saying? As well as you see them begin to get marginalized within their homes because the structure, organization, leadership that they provide is no longer required in society or, you know, desired. You know what I'm saying? So here we are in a space where, you know, the very people that should appreciate this protection and provision is the same ones. Good to see you, love. Man, what's up? I didn't even realize everybody was in here. Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Brandon. The same ones that you supposed to protect and provide for be the same ones that turn, be ready to take you out. Shay Love, good to see you, Queen. Good to see you. Man, for sure. It be the same ones. So we gotta be careful and make sure we not being turned against, you know what I'm saying, our very allies or our very saving grace. You know what I'm saying? Because for a lot of us, that's what we getting turned against. We getting turned against each other. And then we wonder why our families ain't safe. Because they used us to destroy the family. Now when you take the family away, it's easy to pick off what's left. It's easy to pick off what's left. So again, y'all, I'm grateful to be able to share this with y'all. I'm grateful to be able to share my life, show, you know, some people that, man, it ain't always what you think it is. Because for some of us, we ain't been able to see it, so we don't understand how things come into be. You don't understand why certain people might not be around their children for a certain period of time until they get shit situated. Because quite frankly, if you ever been in a battle, if you ever been to war, you know, there are certain strategies that must be deployed in order for you to win. And a strategy that is necessary often is you're gonna have to retreat and get high ground in order to continue. You know what I'm saying? Not retreat, never come back, never turn around. No. Get high ground and lock it down. Because you see, because of your recognizance, your assessments from being under fire, being in the field, you see exactly what you need to see in order to what? Reveal the victory that you want. So it's time to rise to the occasion. It's time to stand in your greatness. You know, I got a situation where could easily, well, it's gonna get dealt with. Let's just put it like that. It's gonna get dealt with. But I do find it necessary to let certain people know in my life when things start to get, you know, a little weird. And I say weird in the sense of, you know, people making threats on your life for things that ain't even clear. You know, I received threats from my landlord on my life because I basically explained how, you know, yeah, you have certain rights, but I have certain rights too. And quite frankly, you in violation of my rights, and we ain't finna keep doing this. Like, I guess the person called themselves verbally, you know what I'm saying, assaulting me. And when I brought it to their attention, you know, how this is unnecessary and it's not business, that's not how you handle business. Person told me, I don't care, I'm pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So I say, you know, I'm not yelling at you, so we can have this conversation, but sitting there yelling at me like I'm somebody's fool or somebody's child is what we not finna do. And as calm as you hear me talking now, that's the calmness I showed. From there, you know, mind you already all up in my space, yelling, being belligerent, you know what I'm saying, to begin with. To the point you're, you know, like I said, like, this ain't business, so what are you here to do other than try to intimidate me? And if I was the individual that you're trying to paint me out to be, then I think at this point, you know, it would have probably got a little bit more crazier than you think, especially when you standing here threatening me. You know, she like, well, you can't pick up the phone and do nothing. I said, the last time I contacted you is when you threatened me. So what I look like, keep on contacting you when the only thing I reached out to you for is to say, you know, in relation to making a payment to you. You feel me? For you to come back with a threat, nah, that didn't warrant that. You feel me? So quite frankly, I felt like we needed to take some time away from each other, you know what I'm saying, to get proper understanding for each other place in life with you know, why we even in each other's lives. You know, thinking we can work it out later. Come back like you just gonna intimidate me. So at that point, you know, people don't realize I found out a lot of other information, you know, that I won't disclose now for legal reasons, but I will after the fact. You know, that led to me understanding that this whole situation is a scam. So quite frankly, I'm like, I can't even participate no longer. You know, even though, you know, you created a limbo by threatening me to the point I'm like, you know, we'll come back to the table later when we both calm. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to overlook it. You feel me? At the same time, not trying to put, you know, somebody's loved one in harm's way with the system, even though they asking and begging and throwing rocks at it. You know what I'm saying? At the penitentiary. Because quite frankly, don't get me twisted. I'm not scared. But what I will not do is do things that's outside of my character. Like, I already told myself being in violation and dealing with a woman is one thing I'm not gonna do in life. My father taught me that at a young age. So I would never go back on that. And so in this situation, it would be best for me to not allow for this person to, you know what I'm saying, get too out of hand, because if she do, guess what? I ain't gonna have no choice but to, you know what I'm saying, get them people involved. Because I'm not finna get involved in that manner. I'm gonna put some distance between me and you and let it be known why there's some distance between me and you. I'm saying all that to say, you know, when it comes to these threats in your life, y'all, you gotta take everything serious. Oh yeah, you already know. You already know. That's why I can, you know, still make videos. Like, and don't get it twisted, y'all. I got videos on back that I'm trying to do something different with the editing, so it'll add to the aesthetic and bring more people in. But, oh yeah, don't get it twisted. We still been working. If anything, shoot, this done gave me more footage. You know what I'm saying? More things to talk about. Cause as you know, and I know, as sure as you seek to be in ministry or to minister to somebody, the things that you're ministering to people you're gonna be going through, you might be in the midst of or about to go into. So they just come with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with it. I look at these things like an opportunity, a blessing in disguise, for real. Because given the situation, you know, somebody might have to just drop me off a check. And that's that. Because can't keep on playing and doing people dirty. Especially when, you know, I did nothing but be there for the times of need, as well as I handled my business so it wouldn't be no issue. But some people, you know, certain things they go through in life leave them so distraught or bitter they don't know no other way to deal with people but to let everybody feel how distraught they is in every situation. But we got this, champ. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad, again, I'm able to show y'all this process, because on the other side of this process, it's more triumph for being a part of this conquest. So we're going to keep it moving until this mission accomplished completely, you feel me? When it's over with. But at the same time, my sister said, like, I know it's a spiritual attack. I know. That's all this is. I want to see if I'm going to turn back. You know what I'm saying? Go on and test my new high. Test my new low. Because I'm going to continue to grow. Feel me? I'm going to continue to spread my wings. See how much space I got to really do my thing. It's going to be a lot of things moving out the way. It's been a lot of people being removed from my life. I've experienced things like, receiving some of the things again that I thought I really wanted out of life. Only to find out that there was so many more components to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever thought about, because don't get me wrong, everybody that's so-called beautiful is not this, right? But listen to the sense of humor of life, though, with the contrast of so-called beauty and so-called ugly, right? Have you ever noticed that when people are perceived as beautiful, the way society treats them kind of dictates their character within society, right? What's up with it, Miss Hart? Kind of dictates their character in society to the point you'll notice the people that society deem as so-called beautiful, they tend to be, less involved, less forthcoming, because they feel like, other people have to, be forthcoming to them more than them be forthcoming to them. Meaning like, they so used to people choosing them that they don't even come out, you know what I'm saying? And meet you halfway in conversation, so to speak. So when you think about that, it's like, man, that's a funny way of making sure we all have to balance out at some point. Because even that beautiful girl, when she finally meets somebody that she care about too, she gonna have to learn how to communicate. She gonna have to learn how to show affection, show interest in other people in order to maintain that relationship. Whereas people that ain't as perceived as beautiful or whatever, they have to work hard on their communication. All the while, both are necessary, you know what I'm saying? Being appealing as well as being able to communicate your appeal is all the way real. You feel me? It's necessary for real. So, that being said, you already know how we play it. All right, I got you. So, when it comes to these different dualities in life, if you are perceived as beautiful, I would encourage you to work on your communication skills. Make sure you communicating with people in ways that are conducive to both of y'all. And if anything, use your position in life to uplift others. When people tell me I'm beautiful or say something nice to me, I say, you know what, you're beautiful as well. So in that moment, as sure as they put their focus on you being beautiful and they consciousness went there, you push the consciousness back to them. Nah, that's what's up. Sound like you was balanced, cause you ain't never been you ain't never been, I'm pretty sure you ain't never been a sight. I mean, you ain't never been ugly, you feel me? Whether you was, acting tomboyish or not, you still had what society calls a certain beauty appeal. And if we be for real, it starts with, the roundness of the face, right? That we naturally are attracted to by way of biology, you know what I'm saying? Meaning talking about reproduction. The roundness of the face usually shows vitality in a woman. And if you think about it, it's because it expresses a certain youthfulness. You know what I'm saying? Not she has to be young, but have a certain level of vitality, which, expresses a certain level of it's meaning. You see older people all the time, once they tell you their age, you like, what? You could have fooled me. And it's because they express a certain level of youthfulness that at one point in time was the first level of attractiveness, making sure people was vital for reproducing, because having a big family was conducive to your riches in life. The bigger your family. Ah, hey, what's up with it, God? I'm sitting over here like, I thought I recognized that face, but I'm like, this last name, I don't really know. Peace to you, Queen. Dad, you just threw me off because your spirit is so amazing. Um, but again, y'all, as we begin to dawn into, as they would say, some new ages, where things are changing, appreciate that like, y'all. Please make sure y'all hit that like button so we can draw in more traffic. You know, we got control over how our images are displayed now. By what? Hitting that like button, dropping a comment, sharing it live. You know, make sure y'all take the time to put our message on y'all page. You know what I'm saying? You get anything from this or any of our videos, feel free. You know what I'm saying? Those that have been on my live are the only ones that's gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying? So I do know who be on my lives. The people that be on my lives, feel free to take those videos, put them on y'all channels. We can discuss how you can eventually work towards monetizing your channel. For a lot of people, it's easier to build your channel up on a wave that's already been created. So as I am creating my wave or have created my wave to the point, you know, all they got to do is put up certain videos on your channel. Other people gonna watch it on your channel. It's gonna draw traffic to your channel to the point once you generate enough traffic that you deem necessary, then you can turn around and start advertising whatever you want. You want to get the eyes. You feel me? Once you get the eyes, then you position the product. You feel me? So for my family that do watch my videos and do get something from it, I feel like it's only right that I give something back to y'all again. I'm one of them type of folk. I come from that era, you know what I'm saying? Get the high, it's quality, sell it for the low, and give them even more than they're expecting, folk. You feel me? Feed the people. Feed the people. Thank you so much, love. Because I'm telling y'all, this some frontline stuff. I know a lot of people will be like, nah, it ain't frontline unless you out there yelling in the face of the police. Da, 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 da. Man, I'm telling you, bro. Fighting to keep the hearts and minds of your family is the equivalent of, y'all, when you recognize the importance of local politics and why it's important to deal in your local politics before you want to, try to make a big deal out the world politics, you feel me? Or what I say, the presidential race, you feel me? So when you think about that, it's like how I deal with my household or the children that I done brought into existence is going to determine how we all affect society. So when I say this the front line is when your struggle to be a parent is very vital. Like the issues, going back to the threats, right? Second set of threats, that's from my ex. Now, depending on which ex I'm talking about, but it's definitely threats coming from that direction. So what I say is let's start with the ex-wife situation first. Me and her, our only conversations is concerning our child. Given the way that the relationship ended, it was never any conversation about reconciling. People do you a certain way, last thing be on your mind is trying to reconcile with that person, if you know what I mean. So with that being said, there's been times dealing with our kids, you feel me, that, not wanting to work with me. Because, a person sometimes think like once I divorce you, I ain't even got to worry about dealing with you no more. But here it is, we got these children that we still got to compromise and raise to the point. Now it's, just to get y'all the end and bring y'all back. Now it's to the point between me and her, there's such a breakdown in communication that there is no co-parenting. It's really just, me getting my kids when the time is allotted, you know what I'm saying? And doing what I feel like is necessary for my kids without her involvement. Because if I do let her know anything that we trying to do with the kids, it's always, well, I don't know about that, da 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 da. Now, mind you, these things are no different than the stuff that I was talking about instilling in them when I was married to my wife. These things was a go. We was already doing them, homeschooling, etc. You know what I'm saying? Really just being on our shit. But now that we not together, and I seek to continue to do homeschooling, it's every excuse in the world. You know what I'm saying? Why I can't do it. And to me, it's really weird, because people will say, until they blue in the face, I want a baby mama or a baby daddy that's just worried about the kids. Don't call me about no nonsense. Or, you know what I'm saying? Want to be involved, da da da. I'm saying I want to homeschool my kids. Do you know that mean I'm going to be dealing with my kids every day? You know what I'm saying? But when a person intentionally took you away from your kids, the last thing they want to do is give you that same access to your kids, especially in a way that would make your kids look up to you even more than they already do. Most kids, they idolize their parents. You know what I'm saying? Until you break their spirits. And quite frankly, I haven't got there with my kids. Yes, people have told my kids different things about me, but as far as my kids' interactions with me, they always like, dang. It's always one of them feelings like, dang, I don't think people get you, Dad. And me recognizing my place in society and people not understanding how certain things is placed in society to keep this like this so we never rise, I let my daughters know I'm the one that's easier to target because I'm the one that everybody feels has the most strength. So in order for everybody to feel safe or feel like they got a chance, hold him down while everybody go. And after we get what we want, then let him get just whatever's left or whatever he can figure out. And that's the reality that I live. So when my mother told me, you gotta be 10 times better, son, I really do. I really do. And I also found out I really am. I really am. And this ain't no disrespect. This just paying attention to the terrain in which we are on and the world in which we live in. You feel me? When you see, you playing spades with somebody, and just say the person you playing spades with, y'all just was doing this for an experiment. Like, let me see your hand. What's up with it, Ken? And you seen their hand and they had all the trump cards. You feel me? Most time what people do, they throw that mud in. And the reason why I say they do it, this how we do it. We do it in reverse. If you pick up your hand, you don't got no spades, most people usually throw their hand in. Cause it's like, shit, I'm definitely a sitting duck. I know you got all the spades. If I don't got no spades, you know what I'm saying? So the reverse is to look at it how I just said it before. Make it seem like we all just showing our hand. And then from there, you get to see that, dang, it really ain't as even playing field as you think, depending on what climate or environment you in. Depending on what climate or environment you in, it's not as even playing field as you think. And given the climate and environment we find ourselves in, planet Gaia, it's more conducive to this makeup that I was built in. So given that design denotes function, there is nothing that man can create to sustain themselves that would fit me as a God. I have to create my own way. That's what I learned. I have to create my own way in order for the God in me to be fulfilled. What's up with it, Ken? Man, you got it. In order for the God in me to be fulfilled, I have to create my own way. Otherwise, taking the ways of other people will always make me feel like less than. Always make me feel like, then I could have did way better than. Man, we got 4 beautiful people in here. You could, if you would, hit that like button. Drop a comment and say what's up. This is my way of saying what's up to y'all. This is my way of saying what's up to y'all. My G, Delante. What it do, King? What it do, King? I'm just out here being the king of all that I survey. Letting them know I ain't no more play. Not this way. Not this way. But again, like I said, you know, and bro can attest to some of the things that I done been through, as he's always been a good friend to me and my ex-wife. But as, you know, we both came to learn, like, there's certain things in life that people will, you know, they will love you for, but at the same time, when it's convenient, man, come on now. When it's convenient, people will write you off. They will write you off just because, you know, society say they can. You know what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is, like, say for instance, if society say, shoot, these dudes ain't shit, all right, your girl can be rocking with you the whole time. But after she get tired of fighting, society keeps saying that. Her friends ain't open-minded and objective enough to not say that to her. They keep saying it. Her mama keeps saying, dudes ain't nothing or people ain't Now, you find yourself in a conundrum. Even having a relationship becomes an act of war at that point. Because you going against the status quo. That's done been pushed forward. And here it is, the status quo is what? To keep the system alive. Not to keep the family alive, but to keep the system alive. So for every family that breaks down, that's another family that has to depend on the system. Whether for well-being, yeah, just to say well-being, because it don't got to be just, you know, the normal shit we used to. Well-being is everything. To survive at that point. Meaning what? At one point, you was meant to survive within your family. But the moment you surmise that you don't really need each other no more, you forego the protection that was meant for you. You forego the protection that was meant for you. Come on, champ. You got this. You just keep throwing your hand in. Your hand in, though. But I gotta let you know where you standing. This the good news. The good news is when you begin to see it for what it really is, when you begin to see why certain things come up on you, why certain things came into being, then you will see it's been working towards your glory and your greatness this whole time. This whole time. But if you never planted a seed and don't know how long it takes to germinate, so how long it's gonna take for the seed to rise above the soil, you would just surmise nothing is happening. You would just surmise nothing is happening. And by the time what you have planted rises to the soil, you will be gone. You know what I'm saying? You would be gone. And if anything, you might allow for that energy to be snuffed out because you didn't tend to the plant no more. You didn't tend to the soil. You know what I'm saying? Right, you didn't have the patience to operate in the unseen, go through the tradition, go through the ritualistic movements of, you know what, I'm gonna plant this seed, I'm gonna water this seed, I'm gonna send positive energy all around this area. Because a lot of people don't recognize, just like putting love in the food do wonders to how the food interact with you, putting love in your environment do wonders to how plants grow around you, to how the plants grow around you. But for a lot of us, we too busy rushing to work. We don't got time to look around and just observe. But here it is, all the things that we do recognize as systems that we work in, it's because somebody else took the time to observe just that. Took the time to observe just that. And then create a system for you to work within based on the systems that's all around us. You feel me? The system ain't bigger than you or your purpose. When here it is, you in tune with nature. And nature is bigger than this whole system. You pay attention to the stock market, the different things that they got you working within their system for. All of that is affected by natural disasters, different things that happen in the environment. To the point, how can you say it's not connected? The two go hand in hand. The two go hand in hand. Just saying. But when you out of tune with nature, then guess what? I can take nature and sell it back to you. Oh yeah, pouring into life is methodically done. You darn right. Man, I'm trying to tell you, they ain't want to cook this. Man, my fam said, man, I slowed down eating out. I started feeling like the cooks. So I was noticing my attitude towards things, especially cooking. Small comparison, but I understand. Yup. And here it is, you tend to take on day energy. You know what I'm saying? Now you got a whole bunch of things in your life you don't want to do. But you doing it just because. You know what I'm saying? Or shoot, now you carrying that energy into your family life. Like now you feeling like you don't even want to do this. Because look, here it is. We surmise purpose in our life based on, you know what I'm saying, our benefit and how it works together with our goal, right? So if you leave room in your life for people to do certain things in your life and they don't do it, you begin to question, what's your purpose in my life? But if we constantly working together to get through stuff, there's no room, you know what I'm saying? We always feel in this sense of accomplishment where it's like, man, I'm just glad I got such and such in my life, you know what I'm saying, to work with me through these different things. And for one, to appreciate me enough to work with me, because a lot of times you gotta recognize the people in your life that ain't working with you. It's not because your plan ain't real or what you trying to do ain't worth doing. It's because they don't understand it. It's because they can't see the vision. You feel me? So for some of us, we just gotta focus on the vision that they can see. We gotta focus on the vision that they can see. If they just trying to get to a means of a check, you know, for the employers out here on my live, y'all know what I mean. If people just trying to get to a check, you just gotta appeal. My bro just hit me up at the studio. We finna get it in soon though. Finna get it in soon. You gotta appeal, you know. Remember, y'all said it's heating up. Make sure y'all get y'all like some Faraday bags. You know what I'm saying? Look it up, what I'm talking about. Y'all probably seen a lot of old folks with them. If you can find some, let me know. Cause I'm darn sure trying to get them. They look like cooler bags. You know what I'm saying? With the aluminum foil type thing. That's a form of a Faraday bag, you know what I'm saying? But finna start noticing y'all phones malfunctioning. Like if you ain't already noticed, dropping signals and stuff like that, you feel me? So it's time for us to get prepared and become aware of the things that's gonna be more conducive to our lives. For my family on here, I appreciate y'all sending cash apps. I really do need that. I really do appreciate that. Each one of y'all don't know. When y'all send these cash apps, it be at times when, cause I ask the ancestors for my blessings now, y'all. So when y'all send these cash apps, it be at times where I be out, like a lot of y'all be feeling like you on your brink about to give up. And here it is, y'all come in and act as the saving grace. So never let nobody tell you what you can't do. Never let nobody make you feel downtrodden to the point you act that way. Because the moment you feel like you can't help people, you'll be out here hurting people. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. You feel me? What's up with the Queen Cascade? We just wrapping up, love. If you could, please watch the playback. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all support and love each other. Because that's the order of the day. What you put out, you will get back. What you put out, you will get back. Okay? Okay. I need a new, oh, you got a new page, my bad. I'm like, oh no, you been down hot. Let me mod up some folk. Y'all trying to talk about something before I get up out of here. But I do need for my mods to be popping up, as well as, like I said, I need for everybody, you get a chance to record snippets of the video that you feel like is important. You can put it up on the short, or you can put it up in video form on your page. I'm not gonna strike it. Honestly, I would like for us to take all avenues to get our message out. Because the only reason why y'all relate and pull up, it ain't because you want to just see my face. It's because of the conversation. It's something that's relatable to you. And that's why I call you family, because we relate on the most important concepts, which is our understanding of life. And I'm thankful for these interactions, because it allowed for me to know that I ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I be knowing, but you know, you can get driven crazy being around enough crazy folk. You feel me? And not being able to replenish that energy that you need to be in sync with what's important. So I appreciate y'all balancing me out as well. I do. I really do. Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to Queen Cascade 2.0. I got you, love. They gonna hear this on the playback over and over. Every time they watch this. I got you. That being said, y'all, I'm gonna holler at Swab. See if we can't get us an open panel going. Yeah, let's get us an open panel going. Talk about a few things. I'm definitely looking for a few things. I recently got a situation to where I needed a manager. So I'm getting that going. Need to get with some people about some websites. Gonna be getting with Nika soon about some new content. Me and her working on some stuff. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Nika B's channel too. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we got. We working on the website. Me and Miss Marley working on getting some little things situated with my life. And I appreciate that, Queen, for that. Shoot, my sis from the AOI stepping up. You know what I'm saying? The God, the Queen, beautiful, Miss Holly. It's definitely being very active in my life. Definitely being very active in my life, and I appreciate that. Trying to think of some more folk. Definitely got the wonderful Miss Cash, who been working with me since we met. Just trying to figure out how to match our energies to provide some upliftment for the people. So we got some things to come too as well. Be on the lookout for that. How you doing? We got this, family. We got this. Tell you. We on the way. Matter of fact, we are already here. We just gotta express it. You know. That being said, you already know I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. And I'm so glad we in connection. Kinfolk, let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair, come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say what? We just broke bread right now.